Hello, this is Boomer MKR, and I don't know why I do this. um, Today I'm actually going to do a review I haven't done I haven't done a review in a while. I think my last one was like Ghostbusters or something like that. But I am doing a review for Final Fantasy 13. As you saw in my last video, I actually absolutely love this game. There's some things I like about it, some things I hate about it. Things I like about it: story's really good. Graphically, it looks really, really good. I am happy they went away with the battle system from 12. I didn't like 12's battle system, and it's a lot like 10, to be honest. And I said that in my last video. Final Fantasy 13 is a lot like 10. Um, the similarities, yeah, they're subtle, but they're there. The whole 10 is very linear until you get to that big field place. I can't remember what it was called in 10. But pretty much same goes. It doesn't take you 30 some odd 25 hours to get to where it opens up, but it does eventually open up into a broader game with extra missions and all that, which they are very, very, very enjoyable. And there's some things that I actually don't like about the game. Um, there's not many, but there's some beefs. I guess this is more of a wish list for what I'd rather see in a Final Fantasy game. Summons be able to use by everybody. In other words, kind of like 7, where the summons were an orb. I forget what they're called, mana, I think, or something like that. That you can actually have somebody use different types instead of one person having that type of summon and that's it. I'd rather see everybody be able to use every other summon, kind of like magic. I'd rather see that. Um, there are other things. I don't mind the battle system. I would tell you the truth, I'd love to see a battle system, a Final Fantasy game with the Kingdom Hearts battle system, which I'm hoping that Final Fantasy Versus 13 is that, because the Final Fantasy Versus 13, the battle system is being made by the people that do the Kingdom Hearts battle system. So I'm hoping, praying that the Final Fantasy Versus 13, which I feel is probably going to be a better game, I'm hoping that that one has the Kingdom Hearts battle system. Well, not exactly like the Kingdom Hearts battle system, but something like that. I think that would be really good in a Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy 13 game. And I also wish they'd bring back to be able to control every single character. I miss that, and I miss renaming characters too. I don't know why. It kind of died. I think after Final Fantasy X, you could only rename the summons in the main character, and then I don't even think you could rename people in 10 or in 12. And you didn't rename people in 10 too, but I think Final Fantasy fans don't really want to talk about 10 2 because it wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't that great. But I wish they'd bring that back, you know. A wish list, a wish list that I would like to see in Final Fantasy 15, if they ever make a Final Fantasy 15, is I'd love to see them bring the Mysteria, oh god, Mysteria, I think it's called, from Final Fantasy 7, something like that. I don't really remember. I'd love to see them bring that back. I love that. Actual leveling up characters instead of just kind of using kind of some kind of grid. Um, like you can keep the grid and stuff like that for like weapons and stuff. I'd rather see a grid for weapons than your character, to be perfectly honest. Um, and good story, good story hopefully, and the Kingdom Hearts battle system. I'd love to see that. And being able to control all the characters. I think I just contradicted myself because I don't think you can control all the characters with the Kingdom Hearts battle system. But you know, either one. You know, if you can't control the characters, I'd rather them go with a Kingdom Hearts battle system than them trying other stuff. But my final thoughts on Final Fantasy 13, great game. If you're not an RPG lover, I'd suggest rent it. You know, give it a shot if you like it. You know, it might be the game for you. It's pretty easy at the beginning. They kind of hold your hand. I called it the beginning of Final Fantasy for Dummies at the beginning of the game. But you know, rent it, try it out. If you're a big Final Fantasy fan, I suggest buy it because it's a great Final Fantasy game. It really reminds you of 10. If you love 10, you have to get it because it really reminds me of 10. Anyways, you guys have a good day.